You're listening to The Blind Chick, an Aftersight original podcast. We're telling you stories about strength, overcoming hurdles, and living experiences. We see who you really are. Blindness can be an adventure. Are you ready for the journey of a lifetime? We are.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to The Blind Chick. That's Moses Street.
And that's Penn Street.
The Blind Chick.
Wah, wah, wah.
That makes my week.
Know.
I just all week long.
I know he
Blind
practices.
Chick.
He'll be in the bathroom, and I can hear him. It is kind of odd. Well, Moses,
I know. I'm going to convert a conch shell so that I can do it. Anyway.
Well, we're in a good mood because we just got back from the 2025 Blind Travel Summit in Austin, Texas. The Blind Travel Foundation puts it on every year. This was their second year, which I wish I'd have known about it last year. It was in San Francisco.
It is amazing.
Oh my gosh. It is so incredible. And it's cool because it was hosted by the Texas School for the Blind and Visually Impaired, which we found out is the top school in the country for kiddos K through 12. So that was really cool.
Yeah. And it has a massive, really beautiful campus, even with forest around it. How they managed that in downtown Austin is pretty amazing.
It was so cool.
Yeah,
and,
but you know how so many conferences, it's like they're so boring, and you have to. It's like a nightmare. Like you have to go to 50 boring meetings in 2 days, and this one, because everybody there, aside from being blind, was a world traveler, and not just once a year, pretty much full time for a lot of the people. The stories.
I know. And it was really cool because we got asked to record a live interviews of the Blind Chick from the stage. And we had 4 blind travelers, which were absolutely incredible. Give a shout out, Orly, Jean, Sean, and Krista. And you will hear them and get to know them a lot better in an upcoming that live episode.
It's like we were in a Marvel Universe film. They are Orly is a wild woman, and Jean she's quiet and precise, but the adventures that she tells in that quiet, because she used to work for NPR, is just riveting, the stories that come out of her. And then Krista
Webb. Shout out to Krista.
Yeah, Krista Webb. That's going to be the name of the next Spider-Man, because he's going to use a crystal web, so it's going to be called Krista Webb. And oh, dad jokes abound. But Krista's just personality plus, and she's a wood burner, as in art wise.
Yeah, she's like not a pyromaniac that we know of.
Yeah. Although where she lives has had an amazing number of fires.
We said we weren't going to discuss. That was supposed to. What happens in Austin stays in Austin.
Yeah,
just kidding.
She's still waiting. But she made this hat, and I don't know if this was in the interview, but she made she made this hat, and you tell the Penn because you know
Yeah,
the
so,
podcast she did.
Yeah, and just to make sure that we we don't build up too much expectation. So this episode that's going to drop.
No, it was the best half hour of my life. Build it.
Oh, so the episode that Moses and I did live, we call it like a mini episode because we interviewed all these 4 blind travelers, and we had a very narrow window to do it. However, in 2026, we are going to do full episodes of each of them because it was just impossible to narrow it down. But Krista, check her out on Instagram. Her handle is blindlove.woodburning. And she is collaborating with some really, really, really cool people. And you're just go on and check her out. We'll promote her more when the episodes actually come out.
But it was a social media creator dream. Is she made this hat, and this really popular with like 1 million followers. They loved the hat and did a couple episodes on it. For TikTok and Instagram and all that. And instantly her social
Blew
media,
up.
she went viral.
And so, it's Matthew and Paul. You guys,
Can we give them a sneak so they can get the hats? This is the inside stuff. There's only 100 hats. We've already gotten 4.
I know, but by the time this airs, there's not going to be any hats left.
Yes,
there's not. That's why I'm not talking.
We'll call her and tell.
Somebody is going to be sleeping on the couch tonight. But serious though, on Instagram, go to blindlove.woodburning, and not only the hats are only a tiny part of what Krista does. She made this beautiful piece for Moses and I, which we will share on the Blind Chick social media. So check that out.
In a video.
The other person that we got to interview was Sean Keene. And definitely check out Sean's podcast called Feeling a Bit Keene. Keen. I thought that was clever. And Sean is extremely passionate about AI. He breaks it down. He shares where and when to use AI. So that just that our little mini episode that we got to do in Austin was really cool.
And our intro to it was as long as the episode. Because of me.
Yeah.
But you want to catch Sean's podcast because we all need to know everything there is to know about AI because it is going to transform the world the same way the computer did.
Absolutely. And we met so many just incredible people. I do want to give a little shout out again, Scott Garrison with Blind Pilots Scott is from Guatemala. We had him on about a month or so ago. Go back and listen to that episode. And it was super neat to reconnect with him. And also, Scott, thank you so much for bringing us some fresh ground coffee beans from Guatemala. Moses and I have been savoring every sip of it.
If you can hear that, I'm drinking your coffee as we're talking.
What is wrong with you this morning? You've had too much of Scott's coffee.
Well, the second quart kind of kicking in now.
And I have to give a special, take a minute to just share Mike Farzano. He was actually the first person we met when we got there. We went and checked out a bar, which that's a long story.
And they had liquor there.
What the heck in Austin? But Mike, it was neat because he was the first person we met, and of course we crossed paths through the whole travel summit.
Yeah.
But then he was also the last person that we got to say goodbye to. And Mike, the way you talk to people about accessibility, even when they break the rules, really taught me a lot about how to stick up for myself and to do it with grace, but with being firm. And his story is not for us to tell. He will be on The Blind Chick in the future, and he'll tell that story. Probably he has lots of stories. Mike travels a lot.
He was in tears. He was in tears on the way to the airport.
And it's because sighted people, and maybe blind people too, who do not know the rules and the etiquettes for guide dogs. And we will save that for another time, because it broke my heart. I was also in tears, saying goodbye to Mike, but also
even his Uber driver broke down.
It's a story, unfortunately, that is not rare. So people out there, do not feed guide dogs. That's the moral of this story.
And do not talk to them in an excited manner.
Right. It's a tool. A guide dog is a tool. There are eyes. So, be respectful. And we can go into that more later. I also, Heather, you know who you are, Heather. Heather recommended, it was our last night there, and she recommended music at a pretty famous restaurant. They actually have a few of them sprinkled around the United States. It's called Eddie V's. Eddie V's, and it's the food was amazing. But what made it even better is there was a band, which is why Heather recommended it, called Blue Mist, and look them up. Robert Kelly is the lead singer, and he was so generous with his time during it's not halftime. What do you call it when they take a break in the middle?
They take a break.
They take a break. It's not halftime.
It's technical. It's technical. I'll explain taking a break.
Okay.
No,
halftime
I take breaks every 5 minutes.
Halftime, I think, is football.
Yeah.
Anyway, when they took their break, him and his band pretty much spent the whole time at our table, which was awesome. And his name is Robert Kelly, is the lead singer. And so I said, you guys need to. Actually, I think it might have even been Heather said, you got to be on their podcast, The Blind Chick. And so I was telling him about it, and I said, do you know Diane Shore? And he goes, yes, I know Deeds. We've performed with her. And so Deeds.
And for those who don't know, if you're not into jazz, when you hear Diane Shore, think Taylor Swift of the 40s, 50s, and 60s. She is an icon, 70s, Grammy
80s,
winner.
90s. She has played with some current people as well.
Yeah,
just ask your smart speaker to play Diane Shore, and you will not be disappointed.
You're going to be there all day listening.
I know you are a fan of the podcast.
And we miss you.
And
we miss you.
Wouldn't it be awesome to have you on with them? Blue Mist? That would be incredible. Let's make that happen. So a funny thing is that all of my blind friends, not all of them, but most of my blind friends have smart glasses, and they rave about them and everything. And I'm usually especially with technology, I wait until it's been around a while and it's been proven. I do not jump on the newest, latest, greatest thing, because I'm old. But also, so I was delaying getting them. And so I told Moses, because I saw on the announcements that they were giving away as a door prize a pair of smart glasses. So I said, you know what? Okay, this is a sign. If I don't win those glasses during this trip, when we get home, I'm going to go ahead and purchase a pair. And guess what?
I won the glasses. For those of you that don't know what these super tech glasses are, imagine a cell phone that does everything a cell phone and a computer does, only they're glasses. And so it allows, you almost don't need a cane and almost don't need a guide dog with these glasses. And And if you see somebody that has those glasses, they can take your picture and you don't even know they're doing
That's
it.
right. That's
Because
right.
the glasses are also a camera. They are amazing.
Yeah, and it was funny because and they said the winner is Moses Street, and of course I jumped out of my chair and said, and he's going to give those to his wife, Penn Street. So Kevin,
Yes.
Kevin with Echovision, thank you so much. Thanks for giving me the demo.
Yes.
I was so super excited. So what was cool the first night we were in Austin, we kept seeing this like text messages about the Bat Bridge. And so Moses and I went out exploring and we did find the Bat Bridge. And I guess it's like the wrong time of year, and I guess you saw a couple of bats, but
it's hit or miss.
yeah, but the cool thing is when we were standing there, Terica Roberts and her son Grayson walked up, and I bet we spent a couple hours getting to know each other. And then what's fun is a couple nights later, we all went axe throwing. Yes, a huge group of blind people went axe throwing.
40 blind people throwing axes.
What could possibly go wrong? But Grayson,
and only 19 of us made it out.
Grayson, who I believe is only 11, a phenomenal guy. He's an incredible drummer. You're going to be hearing lots more about Grayson. And a couple of years ago, Grayson won the Blind Travel Foundation scholarship, and he took over 200 white canes to Ghana to hand out, which is really awesome. And he'll tell more about that later. But anyway, I was kind of struggling. It was my first time throwing an axe. You know, it's not something I do every day. And Grayson, he was so...
She normally uses a frying pan
which
and
is
throws
very
it at
different.
me.
It's a different weight. But Grayson gave me some great tips, and I was able to nail it. Like he with his expertise, which I don't know why an 11-year-old knows so much about throwing axes, but he is a pro, and it was so much fun.
Which this is another warning to all you sightlings, and in fairness, I'm a sightling, is that times that you walk away. So if a blind person comes to a billiard table, walk away, you're going to lose. If it's a dartboard, walk away, you're going to lose. If it's cornhole, walk away, you're going to lose. And mostly if it's if you love to gamble and you're in a casino and a blind guy sits down at your table, and he will have a guide with him to make sure that he's not being cheated, you do not want to be on that table.
There's also a really cool young person there, Braden. Check out Chef Braden on YouTube, and hopefully Braden will also come on to the Blind Chick. But he was also like a pro at axe throwing. So again, I don't know why these young people have so many axe throwing skills, but watch out there. And also Chef Braden's mom was there, and she was so
fun.
Sweetheart.
Oh, and the reason we're going on and on about this part of the trip, because everybody likes to talk about their trip, but odds are all these people are eventually going to be on the podcast, and you do not want to miss any of them.
And also, it was like Moses we kicked off the show with. It was just an incredible event. I have never, ever been to a conference where every single minute of it was enjoyable and meeting so many incredible people. It was just awesome. So I have to do a funny story, because we do not have Waymos in Colorado. I guess they are coming to Denver, but they're going to beta test them over the winter with snow, because Waymos don't know snow, I guess. And Waymos are the autonomous cars where there's not a driver in it. It's like a ride share where there's no driver. And so everybody was talking about them in Austin. And I asked Moses, I was like, I'd really like to do a Waymo. And he was pretty much like, hell no.
I instantly broke into a cold
Yes.
sweat.
And so Braden,
because I drive all the time, and
he's not a good passenger.
Very few, even when somebody else is driving, it is very nervous for me because, of course, they don't drive like I do, which is like an old man.
So he did not, but we were standing out in front of the hotel to go back to the conference, back to the school, and Braden and his parents were there, and they're like, "Oh, we just ordered a Waymo. You guys can ride with us." And Moses kind of was put on the spot, and he was like, So we all got in. Braden, who's blind, got in the driver's seat, and his mom was sitting next to him, and then the other three of us were in the back seat. And he was so excited. It was so awesome. I think his mom was just as excited though. But we start going. We only go like a block. And the Waymo pulls over, and this human voice comes on and says, "You've exceeded the number of people that are supposed to be in the car." And of course, his mom is like, "Oh, are you not supposed to sit in the driver's seat?" And the guy said, "No, that's okay. How many people are in the car?" And we said, "Well, a total of 5. Well, you can only have 4. So Moses and I got out. So I was like, well, that was the shortest Waymo ride ever.
Yeah.
But
we did get the distinction to be the very first people in America to get 86
out of a Waymo
from a Waymo.
Exactly. But then when we went axe throwing, I ordered a Waymo. And so it was just the two of us in the Waymo. And it was like, and I did post this on on the Blind Chick social media, and it was amazing. Like, it was crazy. If you haven't been able to do a Waymo ride, if you're ever someplace like this, I highly recommend it. I actually felt safer than if there was a human in the driver's seat.
Well, same here, because at this conference, because it's all about blind and accessibility, Waymo was there.
Yes.
And they gave a lecture on what's done it. That car has been through literally billions of miles of testing, and they made it sound, and it has a way better accident record than humans have.
A higher safety rating than any human could ever obtain.
Yeah, like you're about 14% more likely to be in an accident if you were driving than if Waymo was.
I mean, Google it.
And for me, it got comfortable really fast because I usually sit behind the driver, and so I'm not seeing the driver anyway. And it was like your best friend, who's the best driver you've ever been with, was driving. Yeah, and it was amazing.
When it went to drop us off, it was actually in the wrong parking lot, like from across where the axe throwing event was. But Moses and I had never been there. We didn't know where we were. And it readjusted. Right. It like pulled out of the parking space and went across the street and let us off where it was supposed to. Like, we didn't have to do anything. Like, it knew that. And it has all these safety things, like when the Waymo arrives, it tells you it arrived, but it'll tell you how many feet away it is. You can even have it honk its horn or play a little jingle so you can hear where it is. And it's locked until you unlock it. And then when you get to your destination, it even explains how to unlock the doors. So it's like I felt like I wish we had Waymo here.
Safety features.
I feel much safer than.
And unlike the other driving companies, Waymo is incapable of kidnapping people.
Oh, I never thought about that.
So you don't have to worry about that.
Serial killers.
Yeah.
So.
And if somebody comes up behind you and you've got the door closed, they can't get it open.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it is really easy. You just push a button if you actually need to talk to a human, and they're right there, like immediately.
And you want to get used to it, because if you caught the news recently, Uber's coming out with a flying
Oh, that's right.
Uber.
That's right. I will not be taking.
At the same price as a regular
No, not
Uber
regular,
lift
the
to the
black
same.
Ubers, the highest priced
Oh,
Uber.
okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
technology. So Moses mentioned that Waymo was there and they did a presentation. There were also talks with Airbnb was there, and all of this was talking about accessibility and how can they be better companies, and getting our feedback. So met with several people from Airbnb, and Moses and I stay in Airbnbs almost every single time we travel,
Yep.
especially if we're going to
Yep.
stay more than a night or two. United.
But from my rock and roll days when you used to trash hotel rooms, that's the only downside about B&Bs is they're usually so big, it's way harder to trash.
Wah, wah, wah. And then also United Airlines was there, which had, it was, they had a breakout session and they actually wanted our feedback. And Jean was in mine, the one that I was in. And I mean, it was like, do you really honestly want our feedback? Because I don't think they were expecting. We weren't complaining.
It was
We were
brutal.
not complaining. We were basically
No.
telling them all of the laws that they were breaking. Anyway,
but not
no, not
complaining.
complaining. We were educating. We'll put it that way. And then
Yeah.
Uber was there, and I am sorry, Uber, but I'm not sorry. I'm not a fan of Uber. I have had so many rides canceled or refusal of letting me in their cars when I have my guide dogs. But again, we all gave them honest feedback. Like, I mean, they had a room full of 100 people who are blind, low vision, guide dog users, cane users, and we were blunt. We were honest. And I really hope that these companies go back, and I really hope they make changes, but I'm not holding my breath.
So we had the night with the brilliant blues and jazz cover band, which cover band just isn't right for them because they were it was as good as hearing Stevie Wonder and any of the other greats performing. Louis Armstrong, it was amazing. And then every night we were there, there'd be 6 to 10 blind people sitting up till the late hours in the most fascinating conversations I've ever been
but we did have some
in.
fun. There was Krista, MK, Orly, Moses, and I, after leaving the music, the club, and they wanted to do some social media videos, and so we were trying to come up with funny things, and I'm sure if you're blind or low vision out there, you hear sighted people say they think they're whispering, but we have supersonic hearing, so we can hear them. But they'll say like, "Oh, there's a blind person." Well, so I was doing that. I was saying it very loud, whispered. I'd be like, "Oh, there's a sighted person. Oh my gosh, there's another one. There must be like some kind of conference. They're everywhere." And it was just so funny. And I suggested this, but I don't think anybody was drunk enough to do it, I wanted us all to go stand on the corner, and when sighted people would come up, we would grab them and help them across the street. But no.
Because that is the worst thing you can ever do to a blind person.
Absolutely.
You just go, "Hey, do you want an elbow?" And they'll go yes or no. But we came up with a bunch of them that mine, of course, was sexist. So you've got 4 good-looking women there with white canes.
And a guide dog.
And
Orly had a guide dog.
Yeah, Orly had a guide dog. And so I tried to talk them into walking up, because Austin's a very young city. So there's a lot of 20 and 30 somethings And I kept trying to get them to walk up to a single white guy sighted person and hit on them. And they wouldn't do
No,
it.
they
wouldn't
wouldn't.
do it.
They wouldn't go that low.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Yeah, Moses and I one day, I think it was like an afternoon. I wanted to go shopping in Austin because why not? And my good friend Gina Harper was supposed to be there, but because her husband Mike May is going through a rough time right now with his eyes, they didn't get to make it. So I was like, well, I still would like to go shopping because Gina and I love to go shopping together. And so we walked.
Mhm.
Everybody's like, oh, you got to walk over to South Congress Street. There's lots of high-end shopping. There's vintage stores, and there was a vintage festival going on. And Moses was just fascinated with the contrast
Yeah.
of people over there.
It was shocking is that I when I was in the Navy the first year, I was in Mississippi, and it was in the town where the 3 civil rights leaders disappeared and just recently found out who did it. And so I was in a parade because you get to know all the locals. It wasn't that big a town at the time. And I was in a parade, and we were all on horseback. And so we're riding throughout the whole town. Well, you would go 2-3 blocks and there would be nothing but white people on the side of the street. Then you'd cross the street and there would be nothing but black people for 3-4 blocks. And then you'd hit another street and it'd be nothing. In other words, segregation. Well, we went through the glitzy part of South Congress, and everybody was breathtakingly beautiful. Everybody was dressed like they were doing a fashion shoot. They all looked like they were fashion models or gorgeous movie stars. And then we crossed this one street, and all of a sudden, the whole atmosphere, it was an old neighborhood, Main Street. Everybody was dressed like real people in their sweats and t-shirts and baggy and, flip-flops and all of that. And it hit me. That fits the wage gap thing. But that was kind of a shock for
Yeah,
me.
it was pretty amazing.
Yeah. And did you find where we are?
What do you mean where we are? I'm in Colorado.
I think we're done.
In Colorado.
I think we're done.
I definitely want to give a shout out to Mike Walsh and Mike May, and of course the Blind Travel Foundation for putting on the Blind Travel Summit. And bringing all of us together. It was just, again, Moses and I are still obviously talking about it, and we absolutely cannot wait until the 2026 summit. We loved Austin, but we loved the summit more. So
yeah, we might go down next year 2 months early just to start.
Just to get a good start. But also, Mose, I wanted to give a quick, I want to make sure that people, if you did not catch last week's episode of The Blind Chick, we interviewed Reverend Ray from Washington, D.C. Go back and catch it. He's just amazing.
We actually listened to it this morning. And I was amazed. I mean, we were just us, but Reverend Ray is, it was like you're talking to Al Sharpton. The guy is this wonderful character, spectacular. He's a minister who is actually doing what you would expect a minister to do, helping every group, underprivileged society out there. Just an amazing guy, and way funnier than I ever am.
And I truly enjoy talking to him about his thoughts on sighted people always wanting to heal as blind and low vision people. So we had a great chat on that one. So, and also
you don't want to,
and we do need to wrap it up, Mose. Everybody out there, thank you for coming back week after week. Please like us. share us and give us a 5-star rating if you feel that we're worthy of it. And then...
Oh, and Thanksgiving, there should be the podcast with the people from the group.
So next week is a very, very special episode. It actually drops on Thanksgiving Day. So if your family maybe is driving you a little bit crazy and you just want to take a chill pill, or maybe you want to all get on and listen to. It's a very special episode. And as always, we want to hear from you. If you got a question, you have a comment, if you'd like to be on the Blind Chick, tell us how we're doing, whatever it is. Email us at feedback@aftersight.org. And you might not have to sleep on the couch tonight, Moses. I'm still debating, just letting you know. But everybody out there, be kind to yourself this week and find a way to be kind to somebody else. It's good for your soul.